Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. This is a fantastic Monday, and I'm so glad to have you here while I am going on my next episode of Public Speaking and Business. And I have the distinguished pleasure of having Tess Cheng here with me today. And she is a very beautiful person inside and out. And we'll be talking with her very soon. But I just want to encourage everyone, if you have not joined my speakers boot camp, this is the last week. That's right. This is the fourth week. This time has really been flying by. And I've had such a great time over the past 3 weeks with the Speakers Boot Camp. And so I definitely want to encourage you. It's not too late. If you join on the last week, I will give you the recordings for the past 3 weeks. So you won't miss anything because all of the sessions were recorded. But definitely, if you want to join in, you still can. This Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the last session of the Speakers Boot Camp, and then I also want you to keep your eyes open for this coming September, September 9th to be exact. I'll be launching the Model Speakers Academy. So I have a lot of great things coming up. So you definitely want to stay tuned. But today we're going to get right into the good stuff. We're going to talk with Tess Cheng, Glow with Tess. That's her business. And I'm just so happy to have her here today. So we're going to be talking with Tess. So Tess, tell us a little about yourself and your business.
Hello, Samantha. Thank you. It's a pleasure being on your show. Thank you for your invitation. I'm a health and wellness coach. I have a nutrition background. I help others take charge of their health and transform their lives by building sustainable habits, sustainable healthy habits. So whether it's something to do with sleep, nutrition, stress management, exercise, social connection, all of those things work together to keep us in good health. And it's also mental health is also very important.
Oh, yeah.
And so, we also look into brain health, what you can do. And, these days, we tend to, with technology, we can get distracted very easily. So that's important to manage those as well.
Wow. Well, I love what you said so far because what you're showing is that you are concerned about the whole person, the whole
Mm,
body,
yes.
mind, spirit, and that's important because sometimes we look at one aspect
Yeah.
and somebody being healthy, that's all things, your mind, your body, your spirit. And so that's excellent. So I just want to ask you, why do you believe public speaking is a critical and crucial
Mm.
skill for business professionals today?
Well, public speaking is crucial because it's key to communicating your ideas, building connections, and influencing others. In our fast-paced business environment, being able to articulate your thoughts in a clear and confident way can really set you apart. Whether it's leading a team, presenting a conference or pitching clients, being able to speak well can directly impact on your success because it's really about making your voice heard
Mm.
and having your ideas understood in a way that would inspire action.
Wow. Yeah. And you summed it up perfectly. It's about being understood and having your voice heard and
Mm.
how it can impact so many areas of your life and not just professionally, but business wise and even like relationships, personal relationships.
Oh,
I
yes.
feel many people have a lot of disconnection
Mm.
because what one person is thinking and what one person is saying is not matching up. So we can have things in our head, but what comes out our mouth may be different. And so if we don't know how to articulate it or
Yeah.
communicate it, then we're not understood and our needs aren't met. And so if all of us could just learn how to speak and articulate and communicate
Mm.
better, it would help in all aspects of our lives. So thanks so much
Absolutely.
for sharing that. And so
Mm.
my next question is, can you share a personal experience where effective public speaking significantly impacted your career or business?
Mm. Oh, yes. I was once invited to a wellness seminar. It was a great opportunity, but I was nervous about the way my message would be received. So I spent a lot of time honing on the speech and making it accessible and engaging. And after the presentation, I got some really good feedback. But not only that, I also gained new clients and collaboration offers. So the experience really reinforces how powerful public speaking can be on expanding your reach and opening doors in your career.
Wow, that's so excellent. And your business is Glow with Tess. So please tell me how you came up with that name.
Well, I feel that when you are healthy inside out in all ways, then you are glowing from inside, to the way you look. So it's not just outside, but your facial expression, your skin, everything. And when you're in good health, everything glows. If you're
Wow.
happy, you are uh, happy about what you do, you are happy with your relationships, you're happy about taking care of yourself.
Yes. Wow. That's right. Exactly. It's true. Because it starts on the inside.
Mm,
So if inside, like you said, we're healthy, our mind is feeling healthy, we're putting the good things in our body food wise, we're drinking our water, we're exercising, and we have a support system, a
yes.
coach like you, then
Mm,
you have no choice but to glow. And so yes, I love that. The total person. And it just shows it starts on the inside, but it definitely irradiates and show on the outside. So,
exactly.
what are some common public speaking challenges that business professionals face, and how can they overcome them?
Mm. The most common challenge is the fear of speaking in front of the audience. Those nerves can really get in the way.
Mhm.
Another challenge is how to make your complex ideas accessible and engaging.
Mhm.
So to manage these, I would suggest, first of all, make your content, break them down into simple, relatable terms,
Mhm.
and also with your audience, focus on them. Think about how you can make relate to them, how you can make your message understood, and how it can be engaging.
Wow.
And when you practice, then you practice. When you practice, and also, in a way with your messaging, use stories
Mhm.
and use some examples that would make your message stick.
Wow.
And most importantly, practice. When you practice, you become confident,
Mhm.
and it becomes easier, and then you become more confident.
Yeah. That's great. And you gave a lot of good information in that. And I just want to hit on a few of them. I liked how you said to engage with your audience and
Mm,
to, share stories because a lot of times people don't realize when people feel like you're a human, that you're
mm,
authentic, that you are, real, they connect with you better. So you don't ever want to come in front of your audience and not be, a person that they feel like they can like or they can relate to. So you
yes.
definitely want to be relatable. You want to share your story, like you said, share examples because people want to know that they can relate to you. And so that's a good way to engage. And then I like how you
Mm,
said break the topics down because when you're the expert, it may seem simple to you,
yeah.
but to your audience, they may not know it. So yeah, make sure that whatever you're giving them, you break it down where it's digestible, where they can understand, where they can relate, and where they can feel like, okay, this makes sense, and that they're talking to me. Because when we
Yeah.
in front of people, it shouldn't be about us, but it should be
Yes.
about how can we help our audience? How can we help the crowd? How can I make an impact that's lasting, where they'll remember me and want to work with me? So those are excellent points. And then I love how you just said simply practice. We have to
Yeah.
practice. You can't, prepare for something the day before it starts or the day
Mm,
of and think that you're going to be confident because with practice becomes confidence and you're ready to take on whatever challenges. So yeah, we'll be nervous, but because you're prepared, the nerves won't take over.
yeah.
You'll be able to take over those nervous energy and channel it somewhere else. So those
Yeah.
are all excellent tips. So I hope everybody's been paying attention and taking notes because Tess just gave some really great tips on how to overcome any kind of public speaking challenges.
Mm,
And so my
yes.
last question is what is one essential tip you would give to someone looking to improve their public speaking skills?
I mentioned earlier about really focus on your audience. It's easy to worry about how you're feeling, because you think, oh, how am I feeling? And those nerves really get in the way. But once you actually focus on your audience, you think about, because you don't forget, the main goal is connect with your listeners. So
Right.
ask yourself, what does my audience really need? And how can I deliver in a way that will resonate with them? When you shift the focus onto your audience, your message will become more impactful. And very often those nerves will fade away.
Oh, yes. Wow, that was excellent. And like you said, the main thing is to connect with your audience. It's not about us, it's about them. And we want them to leave with, like you said, what do I want them to walk away with? What do I want them to have as a lasting memory? Or what is the main objective? What's the call to action? What is it that I want them to take away from this message? And so if we go into it with our audience in mind, making sure that we're serving them, meeting their needs, and like you said, the nerves will slowly lift away because it's not about us. And then I
Yes.
think also I should add that a lot of times we think people are thinking about us more than they really are.
Yeah.
In actuality, when people are sitting down in front of you in the audience, their mind may be a million places. Like, what am I going to have for dinner tonight? Can I pick my child up on time? Or,
Yeah.
this bill is due or that's due. So we all have a thousand things going on at one time. And so 9 times out of 10, we're not that focused, on the person per se. But what we are thinking about is, I hope this message resonates. I hope
Yes.
this makes sense. I hope I can get
Mhm.
something out of this talk.
Yeah.
So it's not about, the audience trying to tear you down, but
Yeah.
they're really coming to, glean some information. That's
Mhm.
what they're there for. And so they want to walk away with, I learned something. I gained a useful piece of information that I might not have had before.
Absolutely, yes. And I would also suggest when you're practicing, um, maybe practice in front of a group or friends or co-workers and
Hmm.
ask them if they can do some recording for you, and then you can go back and watch yourself. This
Right.
way, you can see how you can improve or whether you want to change the way you deliver your message or
Hmm.
whether you want to change the content.
Right. And that was a great action tip. Yes, it's good to have a live audience to practice in front of. So, yes, definitely
Yeah.
get some trusted person, friends, families, colleagues who you can practice in front of. And then, yes, have them record you. But if they can't record you, you can set up your own tripod and your own phone and record
Yes.
yourself. That way you can go back and look. Because
Yes.
the more we see ourselves, the more we
Mm.
practice it, the more familiar we get. And like you said, we can always make some changes to improve because you can always get a little better,
Oh, yes.
so that's
Mhm.
that's excellent. So thank you so much for sharing these tips, and I thoroughly enjoyed our conversation. I wanted to ask, what do you have coming up, or what do you have going on, and how can the viewers stay in contact with you?
Well, I'm a member of Toastmasters.
Okay.
So I've been going to different Toastmasters meetings, and I do them virtually, or sometimes I attend the meetings in person. And I'm actually going to be in London soon, so I'll be doing those, and then I'll be going on virtual meetings. So I post the links on my social media platforms. And I've got a newsletter that's coming out with health and wellness tips as well. So that's this month. It happens to be National Wellness Month.
Hi.
So it's a good month to engage in healthy habits.
That's excellent. And so, what's your website, or what's some links for your social media that the audience can follow?
Well, everything is under Glow with Tess with one W. So my website is www.glowwithtess, glowwithtess.com. And on Instagram, my handle is Glow with Tess again with one W, and same with LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter as well.
Wow. So that was very easy to remember. Glow with Tess, 1W. That's her social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, her website, all of it. You already heard she's going to be in London. So that sounds very exciting. And she has her newsletter coming out. So you definitely want to subscribe so that way you can
Yes.
get some of these health tips. because she
Uh-huh.
said August is Wellness Month. And so let this be a wake up call for us that if you're not where you want to be health wise, and if you're not glowing, then you can make steps today to make those changes. So can you give us just, and this will be the last thing, some quick tips if somebody, heard this message and they're like, how can I guess, take control of my health? What would be some quick tips you would give someone to kind of start making a change in the right direction?
I think um, set it a priority. Healthcare is not selfish, and be mindful what you do. But self-care is important to practice and every day, because once you take care of yourself, you can take care of the other people.
Hmm.
And it's important to prioritize it, to actually put it in your schedule.
Wow.
It's like all the other important things you have to do. So you say if you need to sleep, you put a schedule on, exercise, and your meals, again, prepare for them so that you don't leave it till the last minute and then be frantic. Well, oh, where can I get some food? Because you can look at your schedule and look ahead and say, oh, this is what's going to come up, and how can I fit all these things in?
Wow. So, like you just heard from Tess, she said schedule it. If it's
Yes.
important to you, you will make a way to get it done. So, we
Mm-hmm.
need to start scheduling our health, prioritizing our health like we do everything else, because you can't pour from an empty pot. So, we have to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves first so that we can take care of the other people in our lives, and that's work, family, and your business. So, that was excellent. So, thank you so much, Tess, for coming on. Like you said earlier, Glow with Tess. If you all want to glow, then you definitely want to be following her. Make sure you stay abreast on what she has happening and getting those health tips. And again, my Speakers Academy, Model Speakers Academy, is launching September 9th. So stay tuned for that. And then also one more night to catch the Speakers Boot Camp. That's this Wednesday. It will be happening. Our last class, August 7th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can still join. I'll send you the other three classes that you've missed, but you would get all the information. And again, September 9th is the Speakers Academy. So thank you all for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this public speaking in business with me, Dr. Samantha DeLoache and Tess Cheng. Stay tuned because